You guys, I just watched the movie, the doco on Netflix, Inside the Mind of a Dog. And yeah, it was really sweet and cute. And um, as someone who has a background in neuroscience and psychology, and someone who loves dogs and is fascinated by wanting to understand the way other people see the world, I just thought it was such a interesting perspective. One of the things that most interests me is the potentialities that are available for training dogs to communicate with human language. And so I'll just share with you a couple of things. I've just finished watching that doco, and here are a few facts that were that stood out to me. So I love greyhounds. I've pet sat for a lot of greyhounds, and I just think that the cutest, sweetest dogs. I love the contrast of how they are ridiculously fast. They are the fastest dog. They average speed of 45 miles per hour, whereas other dogs it's 15 to 20 miles per hour. So double, like they're twice as fast, if not three times as fast as the other average dog. And then a basset hound would be 5 miles per hour. So the contrast between a basset hound and a greyhound is pretty funny. Basset hounds are the ones with those big floppy ears, so small kind of rolly dogs. Very different build. So that's interesting about their speeds. What also interests me is, like, so in humans, our visual cortex is our vision is the primary scent for humans, and for dogs it's their scent of smell. Their vision's actually not that great, but their scent of smell and hearing are the two strongest for them. And apparently olfactory wise, which this I didn't know, they can it's like they smell in color and 3D. So that's, they had a scene where the dogs were walking through a grocery store, and they're just, taking it all in. Apparently they can tell, they can distinguish between, actually I've forgotten the number they've just said, but they said they can tell, I think it said like 1,000 different smells they can distinguish between. It would have been well over that, actually. And whether or not their person had been there the day prior. They've just got such a highly developed scent of smell. And I remember also later in the doco, they talked about this process of teaching words to dogs, which is something I've always wanted to do. I've seen a lot of reels of teaching dogs to communicate with words like outside, play, food, hungry. So they press buttons basically to communicate what they want, and it's a trained process. So, and they showed actually with certain dogs of how they're trained to detect cancer. They're trained to be able to detect the scent of cancer cells, and so that was really interesting. And so with communicating with words, the average dog can learn, I think they said about 116 words is average for a normal dog. And what's on record for the most number of words, I think his name was Chaser, the dog. He knew over 1,000. So I'm like, dog geniuses as well. And I just find it fascinating. It's like And then just dog personalities, how different they are, and they all are so very different. Like, as someone who's pet sat for a lot of different dogs and cats, I can attest to how different their personalities are. And I don't know why we're surprised, because so is the case with humans, right? Human personalities are all so different. And so are dogs, and it's the same. Part of it is their breed disposition, and part of it is the environment that they're trained in, and nature nurture. These days it's not nature versus nurture, it's a recognition and understanding of they impact each other. And one other fun fact from the doco was, so humans have, they said in the doco, this surprised me, humans have 27 different emotions, facial expressions that can signify different emotions, and our closest relative is the chimpanzee. They only have 13, but dogs have 16. So dogs learn emotional expression through humans. And then they talked a lot about attachment bonding with dogs, and how a human being in the presence of their dog, when a stressor arises, the presence of their dog supports them in inhibiting the cortisol release. Like, they have less cortisol, less stress, right? They chemically experience less stress because of the presence of their dog being there. Yeah, because they're in the presence of a loved one, and yeah, I just thought it was a cute little doco. Anyway, that's all I wanted to share with you, because it's late and I want to go to bed. And yeah, I'm gonna brush my teeth and go to sleep. Yeah. Sending lots of love.